Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me Anika Sheikh and today I'll discuss about data collection tool and that is structured interviews, a systematic tool for professional data collection. So, data collection tools. What is data collection tools? In research, data collection tools are instruments used to gather information in a structured and reliable manner. The selection of an appropriate tool depends on the nature of research problem and the type of data required. Common tools include surveys, interviews, observational checklists, and experimental protocols. Each serves a distinct purpose in ensuring the data collected is valid, accurate, and analyzable. So, in this slide, we can see that in research we need tools to collect information. So, these are called data collection tools. They help us gather data in a planned and organized way. And the examples include surveys, interviews, observations, and experiments. In this slide, we can see the purpose of data collection tools. So, the main purpose of data collection is to convert research questions into quantifiable or analyzable information. A well chosen data collection method helps standardize responses, minimizes bias, and ensures comparability. Ultimately, sound data collection underpins valid research conclusions and supports evidence based decision makings. So, the main purpose of data collection tool is basically we collect data to answer research questions. Good tools helps us to collect accurate and fair data with less bias. When data is collected properly, we can analyze it easily and make correct conclusions from our study. Here we will talk about the overview of questionnaires. So, questionnaires are basically a widely used data collection tool in survey research. They consist of pre-formulated written questions, typically with fixed response options. Questionnaires are most effective and suitable for large samples. However, they often lack depth and their effectiveness depends heavily on the respondent's literacy, understanding, and willingness to engage. But it is basically cost effective, scalable, but limited in depth and flexibility. So, the main conclusion is a questionnaire is a written set of questions. People fill it by themselves. It's good for big groups and is cheap to use, but it doesn't allow people to explain their answer deeply. Some people may not respond seriously. Here in this slide, we'll know about introduction to interviews. So, unlike questionnaires, interviews involve direct verbal communication between the researcher and the respondent. Interviews can be conducted face to face or over the phone. This method allows for clarification of questions, greater flexibility, and opportunity to explore sensitive or complex topics in greater depth. So, it is useful for complex, sensitive, or exploratory topics. An interview means we ask people questions directly and they answer orally, and it can be face to face or over the phone. Interviews are great when we want to understand personal thoughts, feelings, or complex issues. Now, moving to the types of interviews. Interviews may be structured, unstructured, or semi structured. Structured interviews follow a fixed format, while unstructured interviews allow open-ended, spontaneous dialogue. Semi-structured interviews strike a balance with core questions supplemented by flexible probing. Additional forms include depth interviews and telephone interviews, each suited for specific research contents. So basically, there are different types of interviews. Structured is fixed questions, unstructured is free flowing talk, and semi structured is mixed of both. There are also telephone and depth interviews depending on the purpose. Now we'll talk about structured interview defined. A structured interview is a formal data collection method where all respondents are asked the same set of predetermined questions in the same order. The interviewer adheres to a standardized script and records answers uniformly. This ensures data consistency, facilitates analysis, and reduces interviewer bias. Structured interviews are commonly used in large scale surveys and formal investigations. So basically structured interview defined is we can say that a structured interview is a formal interview method where the same questions are asked in the same order to all respondents. The interviewer follows a standard script, ensuring that data collection is uniform and consistent. Responses are recorded in a standardized manner, often using checklist or form. Structured interviews are commonly used in surveys, public opinion research, official investigations, and large scale organizational studies where comparability of data is very crucial. Now we will talk about advantages of structured interviews. The key advantages of structured interviews include high consistency, ease of comparison across respondents, and simplified data analysis. Standardization limits the potential for interviewer bias and ensures reliability across different interviewers. This method is particularly efficient for large sample sizes and is ideal when time and resources are limited. So basically, structured interviews offer several benefits like consistency. All respondents answer the same questions, improving the data reliability. Efficiency. The process is quick and easy to manage, especially with large samples. Low bias. Because the interviewer follows a script, there is less chance of personal influence on responses. Ease of analysis. Responses are easier to categorize and analyze, often using statistical tools. This method is highly effective when you need standardized data or decision making or policy research. Now, in the next slide, we will know about limitations of structured interviews. Despite their strengths, structured interviews have limitations too. They restrict the respondent's ability to elaborate, limiting the depth of information collected. The rigid format may not suit all contexts, especially those requiring exploration of personal or nuanced topics. Additionally, this method can feel impersonal, potentially affecting respondent engagement. So, the limitations are basically lack of depth. Respondents cannot freely explain or elaborate on their answers. Rigid format. It may not be suitable for studies exploring complex behaviors or emotions. Reduced rapport. The formal style may make some respondents feel uncomfortable or restricted, reducing engagement. Context limitations. The interviewer cannot adjust questions based on respondents' background or situation. So, thus, this method may miss valuable insights that may come from open discussion. Now, the application and relevance of structured interviews. Structured interviews are well suited for research that requires uniform data collection, such as public opinion polls, organizational assessments, and official surveys. Their efficiency and reliability make them essential in large scale studies, including censuses and government research, where data comparability is critical. So, application and relevance of structured interviews are best used when the research demands uniform data collection, especially in large scale studies. Common applications are basically censuses and government services, market and consumer research, public health, and policy assessments. They are relevant in studies where clarity, speed, accuracy are more important than deep exploration. And this method ensures that data is easy to compare and analyze, making it highly practical in professional research settings. Now, in the conclusion, we can say that in structured interviews are a vital tool in the researcher's toolkit. They offer accuracy, efficiency, and objectivity in data collection. While they may lack the depth of unstructured interviews, their reliability and scalability make them indispensable for professional and evidence based research. So, to conclude, structured interviews are a key method for collecting reliable standardized data. They are especially useful when the goal is to gather comparable information from many people in a time efficient way. While they lack flexibility, their clarity, organization, and efficiency make them vital for professional level research in many fields. So, thank you everyone. That was all about my video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.